Hi guys, this is Sneha. Welcome to Common Core and Gifted Learning. Today's topic is what are the key areas to focus on in second grade. And but before that, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe so that you get notified whenever I push in a new video. And so let's go and straight away start with our slides. So topic is second grade areas to focus. The first thing I want to mention is second grade. Before even starting second grade, if you're already following my first grade lesson plan, then your child shouldn't be having any problem transitioning. But if not, it's never too late to start to build a very strong foundation. And even if you're starting at second grade, there is still time. But after this, you will not get much time to begin. So I would this is the right time if you have not started anything at all. Second grade is also about extending on whatever we have done on first grade. I will move on to my next slide, which explains the subject areas. So if you can see in this slide, we are again reading being the core. We have the same grammar, vocabulary, spelling, and writing. Under science, we have to focus on earth science, physical science, and life science. So life science dealing with like plants and animals and habitat. Earth science dealing with rocks and weather and the movement of the earth and seasons. And physical science, we are doing mainly the movements like pulley, electricity, sound, those stuffs. And as I do my individual lessons, I will definitely go over each and every topic and what are the subtopics to cover under each high level topics. Math, we have the usual. I'll also say the same thing, like it's more becoming like word and story problems. And social studies is a little bit tricky here because social studies know more about just history and geography. It actually, if I go to my next slide, you can see it actually divides into four branches. That's history, geography, civics, and economics. And they do cover a lot regarding say like historic figures. Then with geography, they started getting into like the like map of USA, and they started talking about executive and judiciary and what are the like symbols of the government. And with economics, they actually teach them about bank, role of bank, budgeting, and a lot about like supply demand, like a lot of microeconomics, I would say. So that's pretty much the areas. And reading is of course the main thing, because without knowing how to read and how to comprehend properly in a context, these things won't be possible. So another one thing I wanted to mention about second grade is transitioning. So second grade is a lot about transitioning and into like number of like more topics and a lot of wide area of new concepts. One thing I always mention to the parents of second graders, like especially going through that age, that particular age is also it does play a role. They really get frustrated. So it starts like in the beginning in September with a lot of excitement, then it goes to irritation, and then they really get frustrated. That brings us to our next slide. As you can see, the like slope moves like this. So it's a really really steep slope, and they will start with irritation, then they will like hit the wall of frustration. So the star here is that wall that actually projects the wall of frustration, which every child will hit. But this is very necessary. If you are hitting the wall of frustration, it means your child is learning. And after that, like if you somehow can support them and teach them and cultivate them, like what persistency is about, and a little bit every day actually gets you to your goal, and things get really easier. Like for example, when I started like multiplication with my child, he doesn't know how to memorize properly. So he didn't know, and then like he was suffering a lot with skip counting. So he would count like say 5 plus 5 plus 5 to get to 5 times 3. So I had to teach him like the ways how to memorize the table so that he doesn't have to slow down on things. And he did get frustrated. And once we did that together, so we were doing like for 3 weeks just tables, and we chose like one at a time, and we got there. And finally he could mentally solve like multiplication and double digit multiplication with carryovers. But this took time, and this took like every day little bit. It doesn't have to be like you are working on that for like 2 hours or an hour. Every day, even 20 minutes or 30 minutes, but every day is necessary. So once you reach that point, their self confidence just boosts. And if you have done this for 2 3 different concepts, they will actually understand that, yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense right now. We will get frustrated, but they understand the process, how it kind of they finally get into a position where they finally learn it, and then now they're self-confidence. But this process and repetition of this process is very necessary, because it cultivates not only like persistence and perseverance, but it also gives them the self confidence that no, they are not like they can learn. It's not like they have less brain, or everybody is born with certain kind of like brain, and we have to just build from there. And there is nothing called like it's not possible. If you give it like enough hours, and if you give like stick to one like structured lesson plan, it is possible. So and that not only creates a self confidence to learn one particular subject, but any new subject, they will be not like afraid of like learning anything new. So like cultivating that kind of a culture in the like early age is very much important, and that not only gives you like less anxiety later on, and with homework and all that stuff. Like I was today watching in the news that they were having a lot of homework anxiety nowadays, because they have to very much be dependent on teacher. They don't know where to start from, what to learn, if they are going right or they are not going in the right direction with their the way of writing, or say for example the way the books they are consulting. So it does create because they don't know how to research properly, they don't know how to what to look at, what to look for. So this self confidence actually later on helps to reduce that anxiety. So second grade, more than any other like topics or subject areas, is I would say should be devoted to cultivating perseverance and persistence, and a regularity, and a proper discipline of at least during the study time. That actually later on gives you a lot of relief and less anxiety. So with that, we end today's video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.